full heart, light seeker, peace lover, wherever you are. Thank you very much for being patient, waiting for us. Anyway, I have been healing myself for more than 2 months. For that reason, for the last 2 months, the social media life was absent. Forgive me for that reason. Thanks God. This morning, using Bali time, we meet again by discussing another topic. Today, 33 minutes past 11, we are going to do guided meditation. But before that, I will share to you the summary of certain topic in the previous time. After guided meditation, I will share to you about God as beauty, as material of contemplation, to contemplate the Bali terrorist bombing. Because precisely 19 years ago, October 12, 2002, there was human tragedy in Bali. It was a Bali terrorist bombing. At that time, more than 200 people died in Kuta, Bali, because of Bali terrorist bombing. After guided meditation, I will guide to you, all of you, contemplating what is the spiritual light behind the Bali terrorist bombing. By the time we are going to waiting for 33 minutes past 11, I will share to you the topic of the inner beauty, the topic which is very interested to most friends. Some people are beautiful because of something outside, like cosmetic, something like the clothes, the car that they drive, which is understandable. I'm not allowed to judge the others. It is understandable. But the unique things about inner beauty, the older you are, the brighter your beauty will be. When it comes to outer beauty like cosmetic, the clothes and the car that you use, the older you are, by then they will disappear easily with the time. But inner beauty is the opposite. The older you are, the brighter your light will be. The question then, how to develop inner beauty? First of all, since our time is limited, it is self-forgiveness. It is hard to imagine there is sunshine if you do not open the door in the morning. It is hard to imagine there will be inner beauty if you do not develop self-forgiveness. As material of contemplation, to a certain degree, we all committed mistake in the past. We all. Even the holy soul like Avatar, Buddha, and the Prophet also committed mistake in the beginning. That is part of our journey to be mature, which is very human. But those dark paths will not make your soul journey dark if you learn to forgive the past. So that's why nowadays the importance of forgiving is not only written in the Holy Scripture, it is also widely researched in the well-known university, worldwide university. There are a lot of spiritual benefit of forgiving, especially forgiving the past. First of all, bad memory will come to you not as often as possible. The second one, forgiving, make your light from inside is different the others. Forgiving is a kind of peace intelligence. Forgiving make you no longer bring portable prison wherever you go. The light of your face will be different. The quality of your interaction with the others will be different. A lot of positive and beautiful things that can happen in your life if you sincerely forgive, especially forgiving the past. That is the first step in order to develop inner beauty. Forgiving the past is very important. I myself practice it already more than 20 years. For the last few months, I read it in certain part of Holy Scripture that in Hawaii, one of the beautiful islands in southern part of America, the elder has a beautiful mantra like this: forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. Forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. Forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. I try to whisper that mantra when I'm alone, especially when I was visited by bad memory. That mantra is very beautiful. The vibrations of the mantra is extremely beautiful. I cannot explain it to you. The mantra is very short. Forgive me, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. Simply whisper that mantra. The first part of inner beauty, remember, forgiving, especially the dark past. The second step in developing inner beauty is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance. As you can see, anywhere in the world, those who have no self-confidence, usually they have a problem with self-confidence. They become their own enemy. There are many things inside their body, mind, and spirit that they want to neglect. Some of them want to have a brighter skin. Some of them want to have more hair. Some of them want to have plastic surgery to their nose. A lot of things to quarrel with it. It is hard to imagine there will be inner beauty if you have inner conflict inside. It is hard to imagine. So that's why, start from more than 30 years ago, whenever I meet a person in the mirror, I usually whisper this message to the eyes that I meet in the mirror. I love you just the way you are. I do it every day. Every time I meet the person in the mirror, I deeply whisper to the eyes in the mirror, I love you just the way you are. Some of you who learn psychology know about self-fulfilling prophecy. Anything that you believe can create reality. Anything. Include the belief about inner beauty. For that reason, no matter how simple your physical appearance is, how bad the others call you, please develop self-acceptance. It is very important in the long journey of inner beauty. I practice it already to myself more than 30 years. And the light that's shining out from inside my body is different because of one thing, self-acceptance. As a person who deeply learned about body language is the most honest human language. I usually meet any kind of people. One of the body language that never lie is the eyes. I can distinguish clearly the person who have self-confidence and the person who have no self-confidence. The eyes is different. But one thing for sure, those who have self-confidence, the light of the eyes is much more beautiful. Much, much more beautiful. For that reason, remember the first step, forgiving the past. The second step is self-acceptance. Self-acceptance is like the blossoming flower. The flower becomes beautiful because blossoming. The same thing happened to you. Your unique you will blossoming in the eyes of the others, as soon as you develop self-acceptance. Number two, first one, forgiving the past, self-acceptance. The third one is the inner conversation. The longest and the most influential conversation, which is inner conversation. Some of psychologists whose specialty is inner conversation make a conclusion. Those who have a very bright light, those who have a bright and beautiful light from inside, usually have a very healthy conversation inside. What I mean by inner conversation is what you talk to yourself. While you talk to me, maybe only today, maybe 1 hour. You talk to your wife, your husband, your children, maybe just few hours a day. But you talk to yourself 24 hours a day, including the dream. Dream is part of inner conversation. That is the longest and the most influential conversation in human life. Since that is the longest and the most influential conversation in human life, it is very, very important to develop a beautiful inner conversation. Try not to blame yourself. Never see yourself from the negative side. Never. Always look at yourself from the positive point of view. Like the thing that happened in my life, many bad things happen. I also experience bad luck sometimes. But I try to see it from the positive and holistic point of view as part of my long journey to develop a positive inner conversation. Whether you realize it or you're not, you have inner conversation every day, which is the most influential conversation and the longest as well. So that's why very important. Talk to yourself as if you talk to your best friend. Let me repeat once again. Talk to yourself as if you talk to your very best friend. Never criticize yourself, never blame, never see yourself from negative point of view. It does not only improve the quality of your inner beauty, it will improve also the quality of your self-healing. At least there will be no energy drain from the mind. At least there will be no conflict inside. If the conflict is absent inside, by then the conflict outside is also absent. Remember, first of all, forgiving the past. The second one, self-acceptance. The third one, healthy inner conversation. That is the longest and the most influential conversation in human life. Number 4, whenever you have enough time, make a long list of gratitude. If you don't have enough time to write in your mobile phone or your phone, simply make a list in your mind. It has been widely researched everywhere. Gratitude is one of the inner quality that not only heal yourself, but also help you to develop inner beauty. As you can see, man or woman, those men or women who have deep inner gratitude, the light of the eyes is much more beautiful. The light of the skin is much more beautiful. For that reason, the fourth step, long list of gratitude. Find something to be grateful at that moment. Like now what happened here in Ashram, our located Suara, in the place where I live. A lot of sunshine, the weather is very supportive. I have beautiful friends who come from Jakarta who help me to do the social media life. Yeah, the food is very nice. A lot of things to be grateful. I have healthy body. This morning I met my beautiful wife. A lot of things to be grateful. It does not only heal the body, but also make your soul much more beautiful. That is what I mean by developing inner beauty. There are 4 steps: forgiving the past, self-acceptance, develop a healthy inner conversation. The last part, remember, the long list of gratitude. Now we are going to meditate together because it's at 3 minutes past 11. Now we are going to meditate. First of all, remember to cross your leg. Make your back and head straight but relaxed. Your wings, make it as natural as possible. Not too open, not too close. Open your eyes a little bit. And remember, please do not listen or do not watch my guided meditation by the time you are riding motorcycle or driving car. No, it is prohibited. It's dangerous. It has been reported by many students that the vibrations of my voice is very calming. It can make you easily get sleep. Please make sure if you follow my guided meditation, you do not drive the car, you do not ride motorcycle. It is dangerous. Remember, cross your leg in order to avoid downward movement of energy. The second one, make your back and head straight but relaxed. The wings, make it as natural as possible. Position your hand as relaxed as possible. If your religion require you to put your hand in a certain position, it is perfectly okay. Like the Buddhist, Eastern direction, Western direction, South, is totally up to you. Yes, some of the Hindus are required to position the hand like this. It is okay. Releasing Sattvam, Rajas, Tamas in order to meet the mandala, the perfection. It is okay. As long as you are peaceful and relaxed. The rest, you may follow my own guide. We are going to meditate now. As I keep sharing from one guided meditation to another guided meditation, in the more advanced level, to meditate is to take a perfect rest in this moment as it is. Especially because the seeds of peace and the seeds of perfect enlightenment is already there within you. No need to seek it outside. No need. The best thing to do is to rest the mind in this moment as it is. To put the idea of rest in a more practical way, simply feel the gap between two breaths, between in-breath and out-breath, between out-breath and in-breath. There is a gap. No need to hold the breath, no need. No need to shorten, no need to prolong the breath. Simply breath as natural as possible. The most important thing to do, feel the gap between two breaths. The quality that you meet in the gap between two breaths, it is like the quality of the space. Anything can grow and glow in the space without duality at all, without bad good, without sad glad, without wrong right. That is the quality that you meet on the gap between two breaths, the quality of the space. Whenever the mind jumps from one memory to another memory, don't blame the mind. Do not judge the mind. Simply bring the mind back to the gap between two breaths. As some of you know already, in the moment when you bring the mind back to the breath, that is the moment of enlightenment. Let me repeat once again. No need to blame the jumping mind. No need to feel guilty because of having jumping mind. Simply bring the mind softly back into the gap between two breaths. Remember, in the moment you bring your mind to the gap between two breaths, that is the moment of enlightenment. Some of you who are well devoted to God, everything that happens in this universe is the dancings of the same God. Everything, sad, glad, bad, good, everything are part of the same dancings of the same God. For that reason, rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. What the brain calls as right or wrong, false or true, higher or lower, that is only the way of the brain to understand reality. It is not the true reality. That is the way of the brain to understand reality. The seed of inner healing beginning to grow, the seed of inner beauty and inner enlightenment beginning to grow, when you are no longer being dictated by the brain. You begin to rest the brain in this moment as it is, especially by resting the mind on the gap between two breaths. quoting from the ancient scripture from the land of snow, Tibet. The dry season does not reduce the amount of water in the universe. Raining season does not increase the amount of water in the universe. The same thing happened to sad, glad, sorrow, joy, pain, pleasure. They do not increase anything, they do not decrease anything. Rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. You are neither sad nor glad. You are neither sadness nor happiness. You are the witness in the middle. That is precisely what I mean by meditation. Being a witness in the middle. Some of you who learn energy know most of illness, pain come from the energy draining from the mind, especially because someone having a lot of inner conflict. As soon as you rest the mind on the gap between two breaths, by then the energy draining from the mind will be totally stopped. Rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. That is precisely how to stop the energy draining from the mind. It is enough spending time to be the servant of the mind. It is enough. That is one of the important root of suffering. Now learn to become the master of your mind, especially by being a witness in the middle. Pain, pleasure, sorrow, joy, glad, sad, blame, praise, they are all like a flowing water in the river. They keep changing all the time. Pain, pleasure, night, day, sadness, happiness. They are like water flowing in the river. You are not those flowing water. You are a peaceful witness in the bank of the river. If you hear any voice in your place, it can be the voice of motorcycle, alarm car, or maybe the karaoke of in your neighborhood. Use those disturbing sound as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. That is what I mean by the darkness outside does not giving birth to the darkness inside. on the contrary, the darkness outside giving birth to the beautiful light inside. Use any sound, no matter how disturbing they are, as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. Remember, in the moment when you bring the mind back to the gap between two breaths, that is the moment of enlightenment. In the past, the idea that meditation heals, the idea that meditation opened the gate of peace, it was only written in the ancient scripture. But nowadays, in our cycle of time, it has been widely researched by using the advanced technology like MRI, EEG machine which measure the wave of the brain. Meditation does not only heal you, but also open the gate of peace. The more you rest the mind on the gap between two breaths, the more you guide your brain from beta to alpha, from alpha to theta, from theta to delta. Enlightenment usually happens in the wave of delta. Rest, beautiful soul, rest. Excuse me, rest. Whatever that happened in this moment, use it as holy bell. Whatever that happened in this moment, like cough, numbness, anything that can disturb you in this moment, use it as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. At the same time, always remember, everything that happened is part of the dancings of the same God. No need to blame your cough, no need to blame your numbness, no need to blame your bad memory. They are all part of the same dancings of the same God. They are all part of the same smile of the same Buddha, if you like. Let me repeat once again, since this is very important. The more you rest the mind on the gap between two breaths, the more you guide the brain from beta to alpha, from alpha to theta, from theta to delta. And enlightenment mostly happens in the wave of delta. Rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. As dolphin beautified the ocean by being the dolphin, as butterfly beautify the garden by being butterfly, you are beautifying the life by being yourself as you are. No part of yourself need to be removed. No part of yourself need to be improved. Simply rest the mind in this moment as it is. That is the essential part of meditation. That is the innermost core of meditation. Rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. Here in Ashram Avalokiteshvara, we hear the voice of motorcycle in the long distance. Use any sound in your place as holy bell to return back to the gap between two breaths. At the same time, always keep in the heart. In the moment when you bring the mind back to the gap between two breaths, that is the moment of enlightenment. The more you rest the mind on the gap between two breaths, the less inner conflict that you have, the less inner tension that you have. Consequently, you will invite less conflict from outside. You will invite less tension from outside. Another approach of resting the mind is beautiful smile. It does not matter what happened in this moment, from numbness until bad memory. Simply smile. At the same time, always remember to return back your mind to the gap between two breaths. Smile, beautiful soul, smile. Smile, clearly indicating that you are no longer a victim in life. Smile is clearly indicating that you are a master to your life. Smile, beautiful soul, smile. No one judges your smile. You will become much more beautiful when you have smile in your lips. At the beginning, smile is only something to do with your lips. As you grow deeper, smile is something to do with your mind. As you grow deeper and deeper again, is something to do with your heart. Any sound can appear in your place. Smile. Return back to the gap between two breaths. Anything can happen to your body, from numbness, bad memory, until guilty feeling. Smile. Remember to return back to the gap between two breaths. I gave you two approach of resting the mind. First, rest the mind on the gap between two breaths. Secondly, smile. The third and the last one is silence. Quoting from the great poet Jalaluddin Rumi, silence is the only language of God. The rest is only poor translation. Now, learn to rest your mind in the depth of silence. Quoting from Rumi, silence is the only language of the God. The rest is only poor translation. Before proceeding to the following step, let me summarize the idea of resting the mind. I give you 3 steps in resting the mind. First, fill the gap between two breaths. Secondly, no matter what happens, simply smile. The deepest part is silence. Jalaluddin Rumi was true when concluding, silence is the only language of God. The rest is only poor translation. Now we grow further in meditation, learning to forgive, especially because without forgiving, soul will never grow and glow. To a certain degree, we all committed mistake in the past. We all committed mistake. Especially our innocence part, our ignorant parts committed a lot of mistake in the past. But no worry, wisdom will pay it back. And one of the beautiful face of the wisdom is forgiving. Now learn to forgive. First of all, visualizing the crying baby on your left hand. It is the symbol of your soul wound from the past, bad memory. It can be being harmed by the parent, being bullied by school friends, being left behind by boyfriends, and any kind of bad experience from the past. Call them and visualize as the crying baby on your left hand. I used to call him as the crying Brahma. Now, first of all, forgive yourself. It is perfectly okay to commit any mistake, especially in childhood. It is perfectly okay. Now hug your crying baby on your left hand. Give him or her space without any resistance at all. Because those memories, soul wound, they are part of you. They are not your enemy. They are part of you. They make you much more mature, like what you have today. Hug the crying baby on your left hand. It is your own soul wound, your own bad memories of the past. Now visualize the second crying baby on your right hand. The soul wound of the people who wounded you in the past. It can be your parent, it can be your boyfriends, it can be your enemy, whoever. In order to make the rose of forgiving beautifully bloom within, please deeply contemplate. It was not violence who made the others harm you in the past. It was not violence. It was soul wound. It is not only you who were wounded. The person who wounded you also being wounded even worse. In order to open the gate of compassion, those people who wounded you in the past, they try to heal themselves by blaming and attacking the others. As a result, they do not get the medicines. They even consume another more poison. That is how to open the gate of compassion. That is how to make the rose of forgiving beautifully blossom within. And in the moment of forgiving those people who harm you in the past, they might not change, but the quality of your mind, the quality of your heart, certainly change in the moment of forgiving. Certainly. Now visualize the crying baby on your left hand, your soul wound, giving beautiful rose of forgiving to the crying baby on your right hand. It is not only opening the gate of healing, it is also opening the gate of ultimate peace. In order to perfect your soul journey, now we call the white light of Father from the sky, entering your crown chakra. Some of advanced spiritual traveler you will see using your naked eyes. Using your naked eyes, that the white light come from the sky, entering your crown chakra. It is not only imagination. You see it using your naked eyes. Secondly, the red light of Mother from earth, entering yourself through the first lower chakra. They both meet in the fourth chakra of the heart, giving birth to the pink light of love. Now that beautiful pink light of love surrounding your whole body, giving the energy of healing and peace to every single cell of your body. Share the beautiful light of love to every single cell of your body. Now share the light of love to the close one. It can be your husband, wife, children, close family, spiritual friends, whoever who are very close to you. Send all of them the energy of love. Those who have illness, hopefully they will get healthy medicine. Those who are hungry, hopefully they will find nice food. Those who are thirsty, they will find beautiful drink. In short, hopefully they are all be happy. Now share the light of love to your enemies, to those people who harm you in the past. Actually, they are not your enemy. They are your hidden teacher. They are your hidden angel. They are here to make you much more mature. Now send all of your enemy the light of love. Now send the light of love into the lower, middle, and higher realm. From hell, Satan, Gumatat Gumitit, animal, plant, Mamadi, virus, especially the great Bodhisattva coronavirus, human being, demigods, gods, Dharma protector, ancestor, realm of Arahat, realm of Bodhisattva. Send all of them the energy of healing, happiness, and peace. May all beings are happy. May all beings are happy. May all beings are happy, free from suffering. Sabbi sata bhavantu sukhitata. Sabbi sata bhavantu sukhitata. Sabbi sata bhavantu sukhitata. As soon as you open the eyes, remember to whisper the beautiful mantra of Aham Prema 3 times, meaning I am love who is here to share love. Aham Prema, Aham Prema, Aham Prema. I am love who is here to share love. Thank you very much, beautiful friends, spiritual seeker, wherever you are. We have been spending 45 minutes together in the beautiful journey of meditation. Thank you, thank you. Just in case you need this guidance again, simply replay again in Facebook or in your own social media account. It's beautiful. As I promised you before, now after guided meditation, I will share to you a new beautiful light, contemplating the beautiful light behind the human tragedy of Bali terrorist bombing, which happened precisely 19 years ago, October 12, 2002. To begin the explanation, far before the famous psychologist Carl Jung introduced to us the idea of synchronicity, far before Carl Jung, it is around 2,600 years ago, there was Holy Scripture in the forest in Peru. If you know the globe, here is Peru, here is Bali. It is like the opposite. The location is precisely behind Bali Island. In the old forests of Peru, it was found a Holy Scripture. The age is 2,600 years. And one of the messages in this Holy Scripture is, there is no coincidence, there is only guidance. Let me repeat once again, there is no coincidence, there is only guidance. Now, using this light of Holy Scripture from Peru, try to understand the light which is hidden behind Bali terrorist bombing, which happened 19 years ago. As you all know, in the beginning of 2000, the most threatening threat here on earth is terrorism. The most threatening terrorist attack happened in New York, September 11, 2001. In the following year, the terrorist bombing happened in Bali, October 12, 2002. If you clearly see, in New York it is on September, in Bali October. In New York the date of 11, in Bali 12. In New York 2001, in Bali 2002. Everything is +1, +1, +1. The month is +1, the date is +1, the year is +1. The message is, there is a beautiful message from the One. That is the conclusion that I got here in ashram this morning. The message is, there is beautiful light from the One. Especially because the date +1, the month +1, the year +1. There is the beautiful light from the One. What is the beautiful light from the One? While the terrorist bombing in New York was followed by the attack of thousands of U.S. Army in Iraq and Afghanistan, there were countless bullets were shot in Afghanistan and Iraq. Saddam Hussein even passed away at that time because of the attack of U.S. Army. But what happened in Bali? There was no violence. There was no anger. There was no even a small stone was thrown out into the non-Balinese shrine. You see, the condition is very contrast. In US is full of anger, in Bali is full of flower. In US they shot a lot of bullet, but in Bali we are full of smile. That is what I mean by the beautiful light of the One. The date is +1, the month is +1, the year is +1. That is the message of the One. Some of you may raise the question, what happened in Bali? Even to the Balinese even could smile to the terrorist bombing. There are a lot of reasons, of course. But the most important reason, the face of God that has been worshipped by the Balinese for more than 5 years, for more than 5,000 years, is Goddess beauty. That's why the Balinese shrine is beautiful. The Balinese ritual is beautiful. The Balinese dancing, the Balinese painting, the lake, the mountain, the rice field, anything is beautiful in Bali. That is clearly a whisper to all of us. The kind of God which is deeply whispered, which is deeply worshipped here in Bali for more than 5,000 years, is God as beauty. And among all beauty in Bali, the most beautiful beauty is the beautiful heart of the people. That is the beautiful part of all beauty in Bali. As someone who has grown old, I still remember in the year of 1970, most of the prisons here in Bali are empty. Sometimes there was prisoner there, but most of the prisoner in the prisons are non-Balinese, because at that time the Balinese are very worried, fear about the law of karma. There is no thief, no Balinese who steal the other's possession. That is what I mean. Among all beauty in Bali, the most beautiful beauty is the beauty of the heart of the people. That happened in 1970. That is also the power behind of the beautiful light of Bali at the beginning of 2000. For that reason, it is understandable. Few years after Bali terrorist bombing, there is a famous book and movie. The title is Eat, Pray and Love. And the conclusions of the movie and beautiful book of Eat, Pray and Love is extremely beautiful. Nice food was found in Italy. Beautiful prayer was heard in India. But the touching love could only be found in Bali. From that time, Bali was called as the island of love. It is not coincidence. After that movie, Bali was praised by many international media as the best island in the world. That is the story about the light of Tuhan. The story about the light of the One that I share to you today, October 12, 2021. Precisely 19 years after Bali terrorist bombing that happened in October 12, 2002. The message of the One. Remember, the date is +1, the month is +1, the year is +1. There is the beautiful message of the One. What is the most beautiful message of the One? God as beauty. The spiritual invitation then. Now learn to heal yourself by meeting God as beauty. Learn to guide yourself by meeting God as beauty. What is God as God as beauty in daily life? Gratitude, thankfulness, smile, sincere service. That is one kind of personal meeting between you and God as beauty. Some of you knew already. At the end of July 2021, I was infected by coronavirus. It was a very deep spiritual journey, very deep, because for 3 weeks, no one visited me, no one talked to me, no one contacted me. I totally meditated 3 weeks in a hospital. And at the peak of my meditation journey, that is also the most important reason why I was able to heal myself. I keep meeting God as beauty. As soon as I finish my meditation, I make a long list of gratitude. Every time I pray, I only pray, whispering the beautiful prayer of thank you, and thank you. As a result, you knew already, I am now healthy in ashram. I am completely healed by coronavirus because I keep personally meeting God as beauty. Long list of gratitude, whispering the beautiful prayer of thank you, sincere service, make the others happy, never harm the others. That is what I mean, the action steps of meeting God as beauty. That is also the conclusion, what I mean by the light of the one. Deep thank you, beautiful friend. You have been listening to my message today about the light of the one. Tomorrow, 33 minutes past 11, we are going to meet again. We will discuss a new topic about activating the switch of the mind. Deep thank you. Hopefully you are healthy, happy and holy wherever you are. Deep thank you. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace in the lower, peace in the middle, peace in the higher realm. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.